Thanks very much, all of you, for organising this, number one, and number two, for having invited me. I'm very glad to be with you. I've been thinking for some time, but not sure. I'm, bringing people up and sending emails and so on, how to get off the launch pad. Well, you've got it off the launch pad. Well done. Now, I don't know if what I'm going to say is going to agree with you or not. The important thing is why we're here. That's what's important. And I think the other thing that's really important is that you understand that everyone in the National Theatre, whether they're playmaking or whatever they're doing, front, back, up, down, sideways, we're all in this together. And I think you don't, so long. You see, I want you to remember, everybody in this theatre and in theatre and the arts all over, and not just in the UK, everywhere, are with you. Not against you, with you. Because that's, if we get that firm and strong in our spirits, we can't lose. That's my first word. And I mean everybody. I mean everybody from the actors, dressers, wardrobe, sound, electrics, playmakers of all descriptions, and makeup artists, you name it. Plus, I emphasize directors, artistic directors, and secretaries. We are all in this together, and we are going to have to save theatre and save the arts and save the jobs. Now, what I just said, I feel is very important, but I've said that one, so you'll see what you think. Now, remember, no British government has ever supported or protected the arts, or theatre, or the arts workers. Just remember that, promise me? Okay. I'm taking that as read. Now, the National Theatre should be awarded the funding. I'm reading from the script I wrote by hand this morning. The National should be awarded the funding it needs to open at the height of its powers. The National should be awarded the funding it needs to open again at the height of its powers, which means all of you. Each and every one, and no redundancies anywhere, inside, outside, up or down. No redundancies. You remember, of course you do, how we clapped every Thursday evening for the National Health Service and their workers. I'm sure you all were there, wherever you were. I'm sure you were all clapping. You had to be. I'm taking it for granted you were. Well, let's meet here by Olivier. Where are you, Mr. Olivier, Lord Olivier? Where are you? Yes, there you are. Well, I stood next to him in the wings, about to go on, and he's called me baby, so remember those days. I think we should meet here on the 1st of every month to clap and shout for no job redundancies in any sector, in any department, anywhere. And of course, just for those who are making notes, I don't know why you want to make notes, but if you do want to make notes, I'm talking about the National, the South Bank Centre, the BFI, every single arts place, house, building, from here on the South Bank, right the way through the galleries, the museums, the concert halls, all the way to Shakespeare's Globe and the Sam Wanamaker, all the way, all the jobs we must clap for and work for. And I'll give you a hint of how I think we could think it, but you'll have better ideas, I'm not in any doubt. The 1st of every month. Let us meet here. But how about contacting a load of actors too, and musicians too, and dancers too, and designers and painters, and sound people, so that we don't have to shout with this. Come on. Now, a hint. Just a hint. You'll have some very much better ideas, but I think it's good to remember. Shakespeare's Globe wasn't built with even £500 of government funding. None of its productions were funded with even £500 of government funding. None of the wages paid by any government. Because remember what I said? No government in this country has ever supported, protected and defended theatre and the arts and the people who provide the extraordinary work that can be seen, for a start, up and down the South Bank, which you and I and everyone have contributed to. We can't let that go. Minds have got a bit crippled with COVID. It's natural. But this is where getting together like this is such a great start, because we can get our minds working. In the old days, and quite recently in fact, I went up and down everywhere, streets, you name it, with a collecting tin. Collect funding for the National Theatre. It's very important. It's very important, while we insist not one job to go. And the other thing is to remember that the Globe Theatre and the Sam Wanamaker Theatre, I'm not so sure about the Sam Wanamaker, but I'm 100% sure about Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. You must invite Mark Rylance. Why isn't he here? Mark, what are you doing? Ring him up. Go to knock on his door. We're all available. We're all decent people. We all have to work, and we'll try to work together to save the arts and the theatre jobs all over this country. Ask Mark Rylance to join, because he knows what I'm saying, but he knows it firsthand. The Globe Theatre wasn't built with funds. All its extraordinary work was done by what? Business. Now don't, I beg you, forget that. Don't think business is the enemy. There's plenty of reasons why you should think business is the enemy, but all business isn't the enemy, okay?
Just remember
But it's how it was in Elizabeth.
that old, wonderful old Queen, Elizabeth.
It wasn't Labour politicians or Conservative politicians or Liberal Democrat politicians, any of them ever put forward the kind of budget needed. Business did it in this country, and it will do it again. And you just have to remember, nobody's the enemy.